Dear Madam State Secretary for Persons with Disabilities, dear Mayor, dear President of the Autism France, dear President of the Autism-Europe, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues. I would like to thank you for the opportunity to speak today on behalf of the European Commission at this very important event. My name is Katarina Ivankovic Knezevic and I am in charge of the Social Affairs Directorate in the Directorate-General for Employment, Social Affairs and Inclusion. We have been following the excellent work of the organization Autism-Europe, supported by the European Commission under the REC program, for more than a decade. It has always been a pleasure and a great source of inspiration to work with you. I'm impressed by your achievements in the field of disability, and particularly in the area of autism. Autism-Europe has been playing a vital role in promoting the rights of the persons with autism since 1993, in and beyond the European Union. It is impressive that meanwhile your organization has been representing 7 million people throughout Europe. It's a remarkable achievement thanks to the hard work and efforts put forward by your 90 member associations operating from 38 different countries. Let me thank you for this, and let me assure you that your voice is heard here in Brussels. It has been more than a decade since we all have engaged in the implementation of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Persons with Disabilities at the European level. I think that today is a good moment to refer to the main highlights and achievements that have been jointly accomplished for the persons with disabilities. The adoption of the European Accessibility Act and the Web Accessibility Directive, the strengthening of passenger rights in transport models, the Cross-Border Healthcare Directive, which allows easier access for people with disabilities to quality medical care across EU countries, the strict orientation of the structural funds towards community-based care, the mainstreaming of the right-based approach in our instruments and policies for development cooperation. Despite these major achievements, we all know that important gaps persist between people with and without disabilities. Different surveys and online consultations reveal that persons with disabilities are mostly concerned about the lack of equal opportunities in the area of labor market and education and training, about the difficulties of living independently, and about accessibility in all areas of life. We are therefore determined to work hard to ensure that further progress can be achieved. We have currently started the process for evaluating the implementation of the European Disability Strategy 2010-2020, which is our main tool for the implementation of the UN Convention at the EU level. The evaluation should be finalized by the second half of 2020. I would like to thank you for your views expressed so far in the public consultation process. Be reassured that your suggestions will be duly considered. In relation to the future prospects of the strategy, the Commission will be best placed to consider new policy measures once the evaluation is complete. I can assure you that we will make sure that civil society, including Autism-Europe, will be duly informed and involved in all the phases of the process. Allow me to refer to the European Pillar of Social Rights, which stands for the commitment of the European Parliament, the European Council and the Commission to build up a more social and fair European Union. The pillar promotes the delivery of new and more effective rights to the EU citizens, including people with autism. In particular, I would like to refer to Principle 17, declaring the rights of persons with disabilities. It is up to all of us to work towards transforming the pillar principles into reality on the ground within our respective competences. The civil society has a role to play together with the other stakeholders at European, national and regional level. One of the tools at our disposal to implement the pillar is EU funding. I would like to assure you that the future European structural and investment funds, including European Social Fund Plus, will continue to promote the inclusion in society of persons with disabilities on equal basis with others and thus contribute to the implementation of the UN Convention. In conclusions, ladies and gentlemen, let us continue working together. I'm convinced that we can and that we will jointly manage to make a better and more independent life of all people with autism in the European Union. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you fruitful and interesting discussions and look forward to our further cooperation.